In the heart of Lagos, Nigeria, stands the imposing mansion of the Onwukas, a family of wealth, prestige, and deep-rooted traditions. At the center of this story is Ola, a beautiful, intelligent, and kind-hearted woman who married into the powerful Onwuka dynasty. But Ola's biggest battle was not against poverty or misfortune. It was against her wicked mother-in-law, Chief Mrs. Olama Onwuka. From the day she walked into the family, Ola knew she was unwelcome, but she had no idea just how far her mother-in-law would go to destroy her marriage, her reputation, and even her life. The story begins on Ola and Kennechukwu's wedding day. The event is extravagant, attended by dignitaries, celebrities, and the elite of society. But beneath the glamour, Chief Mrs. Olama Onwuka standing, watching Ola with cold, calculating eyes. "This girl will ruin my son," she whispered to her sister. "She is too independent, too modern. She will break the traditions of this family." Ola, oblivious to the hatred brewing against her, is happy. She believes she has married the love of her life. But she would soon learn that love alone was not enough to survive in the Onwuka family. Barely a week into the marriage, strange things start happening. Ola's jewelry goes missing. Her clothes are mysteriously torn. The housemaids, once friendly, now avoid her. And worst of all, her husband, Kenechukwu, starts doubting her. "Ola, my mother said you disrespected her today. Why can't you just try to be more traditional?" Ola is shocked. She had done nothing wrong. She had only refused to kneel for an elder at a gathering, a gesture she was never taught growing up abroad. Chief Mrs. Onwuka smirks in the background. She is slowly poisoning Kenechukwu's mind against his wife. Things escalate when Ola starts experiencing terrible nightmares. Visions of a faceless woman chasing her, whispering in a deep voice, "You will never belong here." She confides in her friend, Auntie Ifeoma, a spiritual woman. "Ola, this is not an ordinary battle. Your mother-in-law is using diabolical means to break you. We must fight." That night, they pray. And for the first time, Chief Mrs. Onwunka feels a shift in her plans. Her evil powers no longer seem to work against Ola. She becomes desperate. One evening, Ola receives a call from her mother-in-law. "Come to dinner, let us start over." Ola, against Auntie Ifeoma's warnings, agrees. At the dinner table, Chief Mrs. Onwunka serves a special dish, a rare delicacy. Ola eats, unaware that the food has been laced with a slow-acting poison. That night, Zero La collapses. She is rushed to the hospital. The doctors struggle to diagnose her illness. But Auntie Ifeoma is no fool. She takes some of the leftover food for testing. Meanwhile, Kenechukwu, still blinded by his mother's lies, accuses Ola of faking her illness for attention. He tells her he wants a divorce. Broken and weak, Ola feels like giving up. But Auntie Ifeoma is relentless. She takes the evidence to Papa Onwuka, the powerful family patriarch. When Papa Onwuka sees the truth, he summons a secret meeting. The family elders confront Chief Mrs. Onwuka, and under pressure, she confesses. "I only wanted to protect my son from a woman who would change him. I did what I had to do." The elders are furious. Papa Onwuka issues a decree. "From this day forward, you are no longer the matriarch of this family. You have shamed the Onwukas." Kenechukwu, devastated by the truth, begs Ola for forgiveness. But she looks at him with pain in her eyes. "You didn't believe me when I needed you the most. Now I will choose myself." She walks away from the marriage, stronger, wiser, and free. Years later, Zara builds a thriving business and remarries a man who truly loves her. Meanwhile, Chief Mrs. Onwuka, stripped of her power, watches as her son loses everything: his wife, his peace, even his fortune. Karma had come full circle, and in the end, Ola won. Not every battle is fought with fists. Sometimes your greatest weapon is survival. And in surviving, you prove to your enemies that they never had power over you.